Welcome into Ghent. I will present myself. My name is Hans Meurissen, and I am the Director General of the Belgian Prison Service. So we are thrilled to see you all over here in this conference, and we will hope, but I think we will certain that we will have a nice conference. There's 70 people who try to attend this conference. Some are still not here, but we'll do it later on this day. Together with Jürgen Hilber, I think we met 2-3 times before, but the decision to do so here in Belgium, the conference on e-learning, was taken, I think, in Budapest. And it is all my ICT people who made this happen with other people of the service, together with the people of Jürgen. I won't keep any longer, but because I will give my ICT head of department team on still the opportunity to start this conference. Just know that from today until next Friday, we have many conferences here in Ghent on e-learning, knowledge management. We have one about correctional leadership in Africa. We have the ICPA conference, of course, where all the practitioners in the penitentiary will be there here in Ghent for a whole week. We have the United Nations Peacekeeping Operations Conference. It will be a thrilling week for us. We hope you will enjoy it and make it a good conference, and I'm sure that Steven and my people and Jürgen will do to make it happen. Thank you.
The network of LifeForce, there are colleagues from Austria, Belgium, England, Germany, Hungary, the Netherlands and Norway, and for sure Spain. So together with these one network partners and the ICPA network, there are 13 member states inside and 15 European regions. We have had in Budapest, as Hans already mentioned, a workshop on e-learning, and a part of the ICPA as well, knowledge management, and the partnership to make a facility study in terms of this on the European level. So, and beside the discussion here and of different approaches, I would like to ask you really to focus the point on recommendations on the European institutions, and also perhaps back to the member states. So, as we all know, we are in many different ways.
One way to look at knowledge is to say that, well, it's only isn't it? Well, 18.1 and 18.4 down there, that's data. If you only have that, you don't have much. If I tell you that these data are the average temperatures in summer here, you may not believe me, but they truly are. And that 18.1 is the average of the last century, and 18.4 is the average of the last decade. Then it starts to get significant. That is not knowledge law. I thought the music was coming back. That is not knowledge, that's information. If we now know that this difference is actually difficult to explain statistically, that it really has some deeper meaning and implications, then we get to the knowledge. And if we would use that to actually change the way we live, or change our behaviors, or change everything else, then yes, we are looking at decision making, and potentially we'll get to the level of wisdom can be managed. I guess knowledge management is hard enough. But this would be one way to look at knowledge. There are potentially other ways to look at knowledge. Knowledge is difficult to see. It's difficult to get. Most of what sits in your reports, databases, documents you have in front of you is not knowledge. Most of that is actually information. There can be knowledge in documents. I mean, if you write a report and it's an analysis and a synthesis of things, whatever, then you put your heart, your competency, more in that document, and it will therefore embody some of your knowledge. But really, the knowledge that we call explicit, the one that's in documents, databases, information systems, that's a relatively small part of our knowledge. It is really only 15 to 20%. Most of our knowledge sits in our heads. It's in this room. It's not in this room only because it's in our heads, but it's also in the networks. You are part of European associations that work together, maybe gather once occasionally like today, work on projects together, like the Exocorp or like other projects in this category. Google.com, okay, that's in the search category. And then they try to categorize all of internet. It's impossible, but they try. And then we say, these categories are allowed. We allow education and news, sport, travel, but we don't allow categories like violence or crime. Okay?
Why no porn?
Why no porn? Yeah, why not? But it's not allowed. Well, it's in the school, okay? And what should they do when they study? It's not for personal use. It's for education. So they don't need that for education.
In school they teach called anatomy.
Right. It's education.
This is a very rough figure, okay? So we have to make exceptions. You see, job search, block, can you read that? So we have made exceptions for some websites. We open up for that website, which website called NAV, national website, where they can apply for jobs. But we want to know where they apply for jobs. Yeah, but just some surfing around. This is a local newspaper. You can see some parts of the web page are blocked. And if you read out, the yellow marked spot is blocked because it's under the marketing merchandising. And that's not the category that's allowed. And on the left-hand side, right, it's blocked because you can read the Norwegian, but Facebook, of course, it's blocked because it's Facebook. Yeah. That's the message. I think that's all. Yeah, we stop there.
Canteen, online shop, watching television on the same computer, voice over IP, telephone, psychological and social service can be held. And there will also be the possibility of limited internet access, also based on white and black lists. This system is very expensive, so we will have a large return of investment, but we have to get it paid first. So it will be used as a pay-as-you-use basis. That means that the different partners who are collaborating on this project will, for their piece of offering they give, will have to pay a certain amount of money. So, as I said, the central server hardware and clients. Also, the great advantage of such a system is that you can monitor it centrally and analyze everything that's happening on it. So, also, one of the things we can offer is a communication between inmates. Also there's some restraint in the management to allow this. So with such a system you can monitor this, you can even record the conversations and so on. So it's much better than it is today. I hope some of you got more information this morning from Stephen, because I don't actually have the time. Just another quick word on our approach for the microsystem, how we will protect our system from the external.
As a learning group in a company or in a public administration body and so on, you can have access to TRIO and ask for orientation. James, I want to deliver this kind of content to my people. What kind of courses should I choose from the TRIO catalog? So a network of services for maximizing the use of the content and of the portal, and especially the possibility of creating sort of private access to the catalog for companies. They can train their own employees for free using the Trio catalog, and for public administrations and other bodies that want to train their own employees or associates using the resources on the Trio project. This is because Trio wants to offer a free e-learning offer that is in line with training demands. And since this is a public service, the services will be always free of charge, but also it has Trio offers access to the network via a series of learning centers, because also the access to the portal should be free if individuals do not have access to the internet with their own means. So basically, if you are between jobs or so on, and you want to follow a learning path on Trio, you can go to the learning center throughout Tuscany and have free access to the internet, free access through the portal. Some other figures.
Actor groups. So the security people, the teachers, the inmates, the politicians, and so on. The next point is about content. We can build nice systems from a technology point of view, but if we do not have any content, we can throw them away. Therefore, we concentrate very much also on how to get content, what about copyrights, and so on. We will see in a moment. The fourth chapter is about using valuable resources from the internet in a secure way. The short term would be internet. But here, in this heading, we already said two things. There are valuable resources, consider the internet, and second, we do it in a secure way. So that is a little bit to show to the governors, to the politicians who say, internet, no, not at all, never. To show them there is a secure way of dealing with the internet. The fifth point is e-learning and knowledge management. Okay, we were not a group of knowledge management, but we got the impression that there is an interlink. We had the first lecture from this interrelation between e-learning and knowledge management, and we also got back to that. And the last point is embedding e-learning in an overall qualification strategy. That means it is not an isolated point where you have to deal with e-learning. So from month 4 to month 8 of the imprisonment of a person, but you have to consider also what is ongoing before and after, and even after the release. E-learning plays an important role. Okay, that's an overview. And I would say after every page, every chapter, you can ask some questions, comments, resistance, or whatever. So